Get your bets in. Get your predictions ready on who you think is going to win this Dark versus herO best of 5 grand finals that we are currently loading into. Still loading into. There we go. There we go. It took a minute. We got there. Do best of 5. Let's hop in. I'm gonna have to change the name stuff here. Change the color. There we go. Easy peasy. Spawning in the upper right hand corner of Royal Blood, it is the Dragon Phoenix Gaming Protoss in the red. herO. And, of course, his Zerg opponent in the lower left. His teammate on the Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Dark. I love how Dark has his own portrait. I feel like a lot of players, if they use a portrait, they use somebody else's. Dark, though, uses his own. You love to see it. You'll love to see it. Alright, I gotta fix this before it hurts my brain anymore. Just over a little bit. There we go. That's much better. I know the font isn't exactly right, but it's about as close as we can get. herO playing on a barcode, of course, because he hates the casters. He wants our lives to be slightly more difficult. But that's okay. You know what? It makes me feel like I'm okay at production when I cover up the barcode with the player names and it looks good. Makes me feel like I know what I'm doing. All the production stuff that Beowulf has been doing lately really makes me want to work on my production when it comes to casting. There's some stuff I've really been wanting to do, but I just haven't had the time to work on. I haven't really been focused on upping my production in a long, long time. But I would love to work on some of it again. I know he's got a second computer for like picture-in-picture stuff, so he can observe a second game. Guys, I have a second computer, but what I don't have is a second monitor. I think he's got a laptop, which is just like super easy to set to the side and use to hop into games. Pretty low maintenance. I have a second desktop and no monitor for it at the moment. Sad. Also nowhere to plug it in. I can't plug it into the same places. Everything for my setup. That's the reason that it's not happening right now. Anyways, production woes. We have a Stargate opener here from herO. Exciting things in PvZ. Stargates. Royal Blood. I don't think I've seen a PvZ on this map. Oh, no, that's not true. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was one PvZ on this map. I actually think it was Dark, and I feel like Dark went for like a big queen push last week in the ESL Open Cup. And as I say that, he starts working on these rocks again, spreading the creep forward. We could absolutely see another push straight to the front door of herO. I don't remember who he was playing. There's honestly a decent chance it was herO last week. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's accurate. It could have been somebody completely different. I could be thinking of something else here, but Dark's just trying to hold on against some of this little pressure. It's a couple of Adepts sneak in with that Oracle. 6 drones will go down, but both of the Adepts die as well. Second Oracle coming out here for herO. Ling's going to go try to harass his third base, but it looks like the Oracles are going to stay at home and defend as necessary. herO being really patient, not turning on the Oracles. It takes like 25 energy to turn on, so you don't want to waste that unless you have to. But as the third Oracle comes out, those Lings are definitely not getting anything done. Forge Twilight Council follow-up. And we'll see if it's Blink or Charge out of herO. I think I feel like it might be charge. I guess we'll find out. Oracle's going to dive in and get a queen, but at the expense of one of the oracles, so not necessarily a good trade there. They'll get 4 drones as well, though. Oh, good pull away on that drone from Dark. That would have been a dead drone. Instead, it's going to be able to build the hatch. Dark is trying to bust down these rocks. I don't know if that's just to allow for better movement or if he does want to push across the map. Yeah, and it is charge out of herO. I imagine there'll be a +1 armor starting up soon. Maybe even one of them, their Templar Archives. Doesn't really have a good idea of what Dark is doing, but so far, Dark hasn't really been doing too much. He's getting into a Roach Horn and a Lair now. Not a great indication of what is coming from Dark. Oh, there's a cannon. There's a cannon and 2 shield batteries at this base. That's a surprising thing to see from herO. I'm actually... I don't want to say I'm like shocked about that cannon, but not something I expected to be here. We see a lot of the highest level players skimping on that static defense for as long as possible. 5 oracles too. Very intriguing set of units here out of herO. He's going to try to hit this 4th base of Darks. Zealot's just kind of running around, not really getting too much done. Oracle's going to dive on top of the Queens, though. It looks like a couple of these Oracles might go down. Good target fire from Dark, but it doesn't matter. That Oracle stays alive. Roach is going to go across the map with the Lings. Dark's like, all right, you're going to kill all my Queens. It's fine. I'll try to put the pressure back on you, and is at least pulling this whole army back, keeping the Oracles on this side of the map. Dark's got a lot of units coming out. Oracles are threatening. Turn on a 5th. Another Oracle joins the fight. I think that's the 6th one made this game. No, 2 have died. That's the 7th Oracle that's been made this game. Jeez. The Dead Queens is pretty brutal for Dark as well. It means no injects, no extra creep spread. He's got to get those Queens out. And I don't know, getting his macro going again. herO behind this, getting into Archons and Immortals. An extremely strong combination, especially when paired with charge lots. And we've got Hydras coming out of Dark. Straight into Hydras. I mean, I know those Oracles have done a lot, but 10 Hydras. Well, I guess you do need kind of a high Hydra count to make sure you can kill these Oracles. Roaches on their own. The Oracles could turn on and try to target fire a couple of these Roaches. They're going to spot the Hydras as they start to come out and pull back. Storm is started up, but it's really far away from being done. herO spots this army, and he's really in position to deal with it if it goes towards his 3rd. But he does have great vision here, this Observer. Spotting everything. He's, of course, got the tag on those units that last for a while as well. Oracle's trying to catch some reinforcements, maybe grab some of these Queens. Oof, but more Hydras pop out. These Hydras are going to come home, and a couple of those Oracles go down. Spore Crawler is also quite nice at deflecting the Oracles. And Dark, he's going to kill a lot of those Oracles. He's going to move across the map. He wants to put pressure onto this base. That Storm, this is going to be a little bit tough, I think, for herO to hold on to. This is a lot of units out of Dark. Immortal's going to be pretty good, though. Shield batteries, cannons, all going to be quite strong. But that shield battery goes down before any overcharge can happen. These next 2 are not quite up yet. And these Immortals are just getting out DPS like crazy by the Hydras. The lack of splash damage here is so brutal. No Colossi, no Storm, and GG gets called from herO as he loses his whole army, and he loses that 4th base. Dark just builds a bunch of Roaches and Hydras. Turns out that's pretty good. The lack of splash damage there really, really hurting him. Despite a really solid start. Scouting unit killing queens. I would not call an Oracle a scouting unit. I would call it a harassment unit. Obviously, it's very good at scouting as well. Something that many harassment units are quite good at. But I would certainly say it's a harassment unit. And like any harassment unit, if you invest in a lot of them, it delays your tech pretty severely. And hurts your army size, but can get some surprising damage done. The same thing is like, say, building a bunch of Reapers at the start of a game. You know, if you have 8 Reapers, they can kill a lot of stuff, but you also haven't been researching Stim in that time. Your factory's probably way late. Your add-ons are probably really late. Everything is delayed back at home, and those Oracles were really, really good, but, I mean, there was a 4th base done, and Storm was just started. And that delay in tech, and also the army being as small as it was for herO, is because he invested in, like, 8 Oracles, right? So all of that money spent on those Oracles, they looked really good, right up until the army that should have been there wasn't quite there. And that's the gamble you take when you invest that heavily in something like herO did. All right, sorry, we're gonna have to change this every single time because these players gotta do this to me. They gotta do it to me. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Babylon is our red Protoss player for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, herO. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, his teammate on DPG, a fellow Dragon Phoenix gamer, the Blue Zerg, Dark. How did Dark have so much stuff? He barely had any larva a few seconds ago. I mean, he's very good at injecting. Those queens came out. Chase. Dropping. Rest in pepperonis, Chase. Zerg Cabal internet. Oh. Well, sad to see it. Light losing his co-caster. We love Chase. Big Chase fans over here. But yeah, Dark, very impressive with that huge army, despite losing a lot of queens. Important to note, though, he lost a lot of queens, but he's able to remake them pretty much right away, get those injects going again, and he wasn't losing drones, right? Those Oracles, they killed a handful of drones. Very heavy investment to kill some queens. And queens are 150 minerals. He can build like 5 of them, 4 of them at once. I think he had 4 hatcheries. And Oracles are 150, 150. And that extra gas is just so, so crucial. And as we saw, once the Hydras came out, all those Oracles, useless. They did like nothing. Honestly, once the Hydra started coming out, herO, maybe in hindsight, he realizes this, probably should have just dropped a bunch of stasis traps to delay and delay and delay. Allow him to maybe get to Storm, maybe get another couple of Warpins. But instead, those Oracles did try to fight a little bit. They tried to counterattack, and again, they killed like a queen, and then 2 of them died to the Hydras, and they had to run away, and they're just not really going to help in the fight at all. And killing queens is nice. It makes it harder for Dark to macro for sure. But the big thing about killing queens is that there's less defense for the drones. Ideally, you'd want to kill the queens to get to the drones. And we just never really saw that. herO was only able to kill a handful of workers that game. And that's why Dark was able to build that massive army. Dark realized, hey, my issue right now is larva. If I can get another set of queens out, if I can, get everything injected, 2 rounds of injects, it's a huge amount of larva. And he's mining that whole time so he can spend it all on Hydras and upgrades and get everything going. And he just crushes a herO who didn't have the army he needed to because of all of that money spent on the oracles. Really interesting game, actually. A really interesting game. What is a Zerg Cabal? Oh, man. The memes. The memes. There's been a whole thing lately about the idea of there being a cabal of Zerg players. I don't know how to correctly define the word cabal, but that, you know, work on that have helped input on what the patch should be and what the map should be and push anybody out who disagrees. It's kind of a whole thing that's been happening lately, mainly in the StarCraft Reddit, but there's been a lot of memes about it. The memes have been absolutely fantastic. Some of the best memes we've had in StarCraft in a while, I feel like. The Dark Alliance between Lambo and Scarlet. Not just Lambo and Scarlet, though, right? I feel like there's a whole group. There's gotta be more than just them. I think Hearthstone was Neuro. Or Neural. Was knurled to be a part of the Zerg Cabal, despite being a Protoss. Anyways, mostly just memes. Chase is a Zerg player, so I thought that was kind of funny. Dropping out to help give Dark the advantage. We have another Stargate opener here from herO. Doesn't look like he's going to go quite as heavily into oracles. That Phoenix popping out, getting a couple of kills. However, here we see the Queen dying so that a few drones will be able to go down. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. The Phoenix lifting one Queen while another one gets killed by the two oracles. 6 drones going down. It looks like this oracle might die. No, it gets away. Wow. The oracle's getting away, the Phoenix getting away, and herO's now got a 3rd base up, and he's killed 6 drones. That's a nice spot for herO to be in. This is, I would say, much more what we expect from oracles. Another oracle on the way, though. herO, he is investing, again, pretty heavily in the oracles, but it's not charged this time. It is Blink. We're going to have some Blinky boys. herO going to be doing a cosplay of one of the most important presidents in United States history, maybe in world history. Good old Abe Lincoln. You're welcome. Certain sense of satisfaction knowing that that joke is just not good. But you guys had to listen to it anyways. herO poking around with the air units. Gonna grab another drone. This Phoenix really desperately trying to kill some overlords. This oracle actually diving in, getting 4 drones. And the Phoenix is gonna get an overlord. Phoenix is gonna have 3 overlord kills. What a baller. And then these oracles dive in, get 2 more kills. This is really nice from herO. This is more what I expected to see. Wow, herO has lost nothing. Yeah, this is what I expected to see last game. Sure, he's killed a Queen, but the main focus has been on killing drones, and that's going to make it a lot harder for Dark to get anything going, because he's had to replenish so many drones, and the income has been relatively even, slightly herO favored, I would even say. Oh no! Ah, he's gonna lose the first unit. No. No. Okay. Still good. Still hasn't lost anything. 1,481 resources lost to 0. 7 minutes in, still a perfect game from herO. 0 for herO. You'll love to see it. herO taking that 4th base. He's getting into charge and double upgrades now. So +2 as well as +1 armor on the way. Dark getting into tunneling claw roaches. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Nice to see some tunneling claw roaches. We did see a lot of, not a lot of, but a handful of cannons last game out of herO, though. So he might be kind of thinking about this. He's going to have detection all around. No cannon in the natural, though, and this is the really crucial spot to have a cannon against this, is in the natural. So I think it's going to be really, really important for herO to get that cannon down. Cannon in the main would be nice as well. Just things to help detect. In case these roaches do try to get cheeky, which they will. Ooh, did herO spot that? I think he might have been in vision, but I don't know if he actually spotted it. Those are pylons. Those are not cannons. Dark's going to try to sneak into the main, into the natural. These units at the third are going to get spotted by that cannon, and that's going to let herO know that there are burrowed roaches out on the map he's got to worry about. His Stalker's taking a good fight in the middle of the map, but this is all kind of a distraction. Dark is totally fine. Just kind of trading out here, eating some damage. He is going to get so much damage done in the main and the natural. Already 35 workers going down. A big recall to get some of these Stalkers home. But there is some detection. The Oracle is here. But look at these roaches just splitting up. Dark says, I don't think you can kill all of them. I'm pretty sure you can't. And if you can, it's going to take you so long. And in the meantime, Dark's going to dive into the fourth base. The Oracles are here. I'd love to see them turn on and start working, but I think herO wants to keep their energy and save it for tags. Still a couple roaches in the main. One in the natural. Oh, there's still one in the natural. Ones in the third get cleaned up. The ones in the fourth get pushed away. 52 probes just died. Now, granted, that was for 34 roaches. This is technically... Yeah, I guess it's technically a better trade for Dark still. Oh, not quite so good as these roaches all get cleaned up on their way into the base. Ooh, 4 of them didn't get tagged, though. Oh, this is just so annoying for herO. And all of this is buying time, too. If herO had a chance to counterattack, it's kind of gone now. And Dark is continuing to make it basically impossible for herO to have enough to counterattack with. He's just building roaches behind this. It's just roaches. herO's army is better. He's got the better army. But does he have enough to actually push across like this? He's going to go for it. The army supplies are actually fairly close. Only a 20 army supply difference, with roaches being very supply intensive. But not nearly as strong as the Blink Stalkers. herO blinking on top of this. He's going to dive forward. Are we going to see the Oracles turn on? There's no other detection. There's no observers here. So if the roaches decide to burrow, the Oracles are going to be crucial at detecting them. As I say that, the Oracles are just dying to the Queens, though. But herO continuing to push forward. Does he have enough? It looks like Dark's going to have enough resupply to hold on. He's got 18 more roaches popping. herO trying desperately to push forward. herO's on +3 attack and +2 armor. Dark is only on +2 attacks. So the upgrades for herO are so good. And the Stalkers have Blink, which means it's just going to be so much better against these roaches than anything else. But the question still remains, is it enough? Zealots coming across now just because they're quicker to reinforce, but the Stalker count is dwindling very low. But look at that army supply, 55 to 51. As another warp in comes in for herO. He is continuing to push across. This fourth base is in some trouble. Some of these reinforcing units are going to get taken down. Drones burrowing off to the side, knowing there isn't really much detection here. Dark being patient, letting him kill that fourth base. That's a great choice. But now herO's going to blink forward. He's got a lot of Zealots with this. A lot of that army supplies and Zealots. Drones burrowing after they attack, just trying to draw some of this fire. Only 5 of them going down. Dark still up in supply. The army supply a little bit more Dark favored now. It's a tag on some of these units, but the roaches trying to get fancy with the burrow, unburrow, micro. Drones coming off the line. 20 drones have gone down, but herO is still down a lot of workers. He's going to pull back with the Stalkers. The Zealots getting cleaned up here. More Zealots coming across. herO's starting to remake workers finally. So he's got 4 Nexuses. If he chrono boosts, he can get a lot of probes out fairly quickly. Dark is also going to need to remake drones pretty soon, but for right now, he's doing okay. He's just got to be, yeah, there he goes. 8 drones on the way all of a sudden. Needs to get that worker count up because herO is caught up in workers. And Dark's trying to move across the map. I really, really wish there was a robo for herO. He does not have one. His detection is extremely limited. Cannons are going to be crucial. Here's also going to have to pay attention. Which he does very well. Oof, this cannon finishing up just in time. And great defense from herO this time. Handful of roaches go down for absolutely nothing on herO's side. And these kind of trades are really important. herO's been trading much, much better, which he's needed to up until now. But he's been even on workers for a long time. And so now he's even on workers. He could start up his +3 armor, maybe get shields, something like that. Not really sure if he wants to, but he's still ahead 2 upgrades, 2 full upgrades, and Dark doesn't have anything more on the way. He's got an infestation pit, but instead of a hive, he's actually building infestors, which is kind of crazy. Right now, it's just Ling Roach. Those infestors are not out yet. And, there is Glial Reconstitution, so once those infestors come out, they will have enough energy to fungal. Stalker's getting trapped in the corner. I think they're going to have to blink away and go for the recall. There they go. One of them is left behind. The rest of these units will get out of there. At the same time, Zealots dive into the third. Dark was so focused on getting the Stalkers, and he missed the Zealots. A fungal goes down there, but one of the infestors dies. Looks like the rest of these Zealots will get taken down. But they killed the base. They already did their job. herO's got to be pretty happy with that. Because Dark has been knocked down now to 3 hatcheries. He's on 3 bases. The worker count's actually in favor of herO at this point, who's sitting on 4 bases. Second robo on the way. No robo bay, just double robo here, thinking he wants to get out some big ol' immortals. Super shield battery turns on. Dark's gonna back up a little bit. Still trying to push up the ramp into this though. Blink outside of those biles. Oh, there's some fungals coming. That super shield battery's about to run out. Oracle's gonna turn on and try to target down the infestors, but the infestors do get a couple of great fungals off in the meantime, and Dark might just have an overwhelming amount of units. A big warp in here. Oh, but those biles are so sick. The Oracle's on the backside doing a bunch of damage to the Ravagers, but they are going to run out of juice eventually. Is there enough here for herO to hold on? Zealots warping in right on top of these units. There's no detection here. Oh, man, there are 2 robos now, but there's no observer out. So the lack of detection is so annoying. Big fungal goes down, but the immortals. Another immortal pops, and it's going to chunk these roaches away. Oh, fungal. Huge fungal to hold these units. I can't believe herO's still pushing out. Okay, he's going to pull back. He's going to pull back. Somehow, some way, herO survived that. He did lose a lot of workers, but Dark just got this 3rd base back up and running. It's not like he's had a great economy this whole time. So I think that's kind of okay for herO, but he is going to want to get that worker count back up. Just resaturate this base. Both players on kind of a stunted economy at the moment. Oh, and there is a robo base somewhere. I didn't see it go down or build, but double disruptor on the way. Disruptor is going to be so good against this army composition of Dark, which is pretty much just roaches. Disruptor is going to be sick there. However, more infestors on the way, and neural parasite, which is something we don't see used every day, especially against ground armies. Really excited to see how Dark uses this. If he's able to get behind this army and neural the disruptors, there could be some big things happening. There could be some big things. Darker's clearing up some creep. It looks like he wants to take this base. There are some infestors over here. Only they could drop some infested Terran out. Are they going to go for a double fungal? Ooh, they might. You're trying to get something done here. Blinks away from that fungal. Zealots have showed up now. There is an observer here as well for herO. Can try to get some of these Disruptor Novas up the ramp. Where are the Neurals? Oop, there's a fungal on top of the Disruptors. That actually doesn't stop them from firing their Novas, though. And all those Novas connect a little bit. Not the best connections in the world. Oh, assimilation successful. Big Disruptor Nova from the assimilated Disruptor. Excellent job here from this infestor. And this Disruptor does a lot of damage to its Protoss friends, but is there enough from Dark to hold on? The Immortal Assimilation is quite good. Looks like there might have been some fungals here, but only 6 probes. Actually, no, that's 6 drones. I don't know how many probes died. Does look like a handful went down. But the Infestors both died, and honestly, it's not really worth it, as Dark lost this base, and he is desperately trying to hold on right now. Disruptor Nova is going forward, zoning these units back. Those Ravagers that are trying to morph will not, and oh my god, some disgusting hits here. Killing Ravagers, killing Roaches, killing some of these Infestors. Great splits from Dark, but when you're splitting like 12 units, it's just not enough. And herO somehow pushes through that. What a scrappy game from those two. herO comes out on top in a wild one. I love that Dark was going for some neural Infestors, trying to get that big value. Infestors can be some of the highest value units in the game, and we've seen Dark of all people really, really utilize them in the past to great effect. That game, there were some good shots, but it did feel like that was a ton of gas spent on units that like did a little bit of damage and then mostly just kind of died after they got one spell off. Like counterattack against the probes. It was like, all right, you killed some probes with a double fungal, but you just lost like a bunch of stuff. 2 Infestors is a lot of money. And it's a lot of gas. So I'm not sure if it was ever really worth it for Dark. But we at least got to see one knurled Disruptor send out a Nova. Now we're going to game 3. We're all tied up. We're going to Altitude, our cold, snowy map. It actually snowed here today. It was kind of cool. I don't think it was supposed to snow. It was supposed to rain, but it was very cold out. Started snowing. Big old fat snowdrops. Snowdrops? Snowflakes. Didn't stick, sadly. I always love when there's a nice coating of snow on everything, but here, a lot of the times, just kind of melts into the ground. It's a bit unfortunate. We are loading into the map. We're almost there. These players switch sides again, just to be as annoying as possible. All right, well, we can change the names. Of course we do. There we go. There we go. Okay, spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Altitude. It is our Dragon Phoenix Gaming Protoss player in the red, herO, taking down that game 2 against his highly esteemed opponent. In the lower left, his teammate, Dark. Really, really sick game. I love the burrowed roach play from Dark. Felt like herO was really struggling with that, but he did end up in that position where he was like, all right, you just used 34 roaches to kill 52 probes. Now I'm gonna go try to counterattack with more army than you have. Dark did have more army, it was worse army, right? Really goes to show that roaches are high supply units. They really inflate your supply. But they just don't trade that well against the Blink Stalkers in the hands of somebody like herO, who can use them so well. It was an insane game. Yeah, honestly, really, really sick game between these two guys. And we knew this series was going to be a bang. Absolute banger-ranger. Kind of hoping we get a game 5. The most game we can get. You love the snow? I love the snow too. Unless you mean on the map. I don't know if I love the snow on the map. I find it's a little bit visually distracting when I'm playing It's not too bad when I'm observing. It doesn't really bother me. But when I'm playing, I'll like see some things like this out of the corner of my eyes, and I'm always thinking it's my opponent doing something. But in real life, I love the snow. Huge fan of the snow. What is this? Oh, it's grass. I thought it was like a trophy. Like from back here, it looks like a little trophy. Well, another Stargate opener from herO. See if he goes for 87 oracles this game. Honestly, a big part of last game too, I think, was the fact that herO got so much like unanswered damage done at the start of the game that Dark getting that damage done later on with the roaches. It was more damage for sure, but the first like half of it was equalizing, right? Like Dark had taken so much damage that he equalized the damage and then was able to put something on top of it. But 52 probes, pretty significant. Pretty significant amount of workers to kill. Well, looks like the Oracle helped give vision to that Stalker. Stalker maybe in a little bit of trouble. Oracle has just enough juice to turn on. And one Ling escapes, but the Stalker does go down. Bit unfortunate there for herO. Dark, I think, probably content with killing that Stalker, but loses all the Lings. Even that last one. But more Lings were made. There's 3 queens here. The Adepts try to shade forward and get something done, but the Lings body blocking. Doing a great job. And we'll shoo one of those Adepts away. Kills the other Adept. Oracle's looking for something, but not much to find. A lot of queens around. Hope they're gonna find a queen. herO really likes to kill queens, doesn't he? Oh, and those oracles over here using all that energy up. Means this base is a little bit more exposed. As I say that, there is a third oracle. A few adepts out. Ooh, one adept needs to get into that wall. Oracles are back. I don't think these Lings will be able to really get anything done with 3 oracles here. No shield battery at the natural, or at the third actually. Oh, but there is a Nidus Worm. I did not see that Dark was going for the Ling Queen Nidus. And I don't think herO saw that either. Because those oracles were at home defending, they did not spot the Lair or the Nidus. We were all focused on this side of the map. And oh, Dark is just going to put the pressure right on, starting spreading that creep. He's got a second Nidus Worm on the way already. Pylon's going to get taken down, so no blink and no 2 gateways. Oh, that is so brutal for herO. Didn't even get a warp in on those gates. Stasis Trap not really catching much. Ling's getting into the natural as well. So coming in from the backside and the front side. And that's just straight up game. The lack of scouting vision from herO onto that Lair, that Nidus. It's just kind of GG. And that's part of the strategy Dark was going for. He said, oh, keep all your attention on this side of the map. Oh, I've got to keep those oracles home to defend all these Lings I made. Look, this is bad for my economy if you just defend, right? Sure. Unless you can't defend because there's a Nidus. And Dark wins with a very cheeky strategy. I love when those strategies kind of come back. But like Ling Queen Nidus, I feel like I didn't see that for a while. But Dark was like, what's up, bud? How's that strat, though? Good strat. That's how it is. It's good strat. Excuse me. All right. Didn't mean to yawn on you. We're getting into map number 4. Match point for Dark. Dragon Scales. Snow is cool for viewers, but distracts you way too much while playing. I haven't played on the new maps at all, so I'm not sure what it's like playing with the snow there on altitude. I'll be interested because I was talking about it distracting me, but I'm not sure if it will. I get distracted when like a crater pops into vision because it pops in all of a sudden, but the snow is constant. I do wonder if it obscures anything though, makes it harder to see in general. Honestly, I don't hate that because it is for both players. I kind of don't hate the idea of like, I don't know. Wow. I just like instinctually started trying to make probes when that Nexus popped up in front of me. All right. Let's get into game number 4. And hey, the players are in the right position. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Dragon Scales is our red Protoss player, herO. It's spawned in the lower right hand of Dragon Scales. It is the blue Zerg player, Dark. We have 2 Dragon Phoenix Gaming players on Dragon Scales up against each other. Feels appropriate. Feels like that's what it should be. I know it's been talked about a lot recently, discussions about the new maps and the new patch and how they affect Zerg in particular. These maps are all very, very standard, very standy-andy. I kind of wish we had some more funky maps. Maybe some maps that, I don't know, different strategies could be good on. I kind of feel like there should be like 4 really solid standard maps in a map pool, and then 3 like non-standard maps in a map pool. I know the TLMC usually has like 1 freestyle thing, but like that's not enough. I think we need more than that. We need maps that are vetoed often, but when they're not vetoed, it's a big deal. And I don't think the maps should be bad. They should just be unique. And there's a lot of really unique map choices out there that I'd love to see. Even like kind of shapes we're generally familiar with, but we don't see very often. I think it's just important to have that variety. This map pool, it feels very, very samey. All the maps are very pretty. They just feel very similar. Kind of funny that Dark was able to take his natural because that probe went to check the third. So kind of taking advantage of the probe movement in this game to get his natural base. Be interesting to see if he uses that at all. The fact that this base is done earlier. Or if it's just nicer to have that creep spreading from the natural early on. It's another Oracle opener from herO. Almost feels like it's not even worth mentioning sometimes for the Protoss. It's like saying, oh, the Zerg built a queen. Like, you don't say that. And there's a reason you don't say that, and it's because the Zerg always builds a queen. And herO seems to always build oracles in this matchup. Maybe in all the matchups. We've seen him in, what, 3 matchups today? I feel like he's built oracles every single game. Drones go down. Depth goes down. Exciting stuff happening here. Just very interested in what kind of strategy we're going to get from our players in this game. So far, hero's kept it pretty solid, pretty standard, pretty macro focused. A couple of gateways and the Twilight Council coming up, but no Forge this time. Pretty notable that it's not Forge Twilight Council coming up. It's just the Twilight Council. And it might mean we see some glaives here out of herO. It'll be fun. Different Twilight Council upgrade. Loses an Oracle there. This is not even close to a perfect game out of herO this time. In fact, taking not the best trades in the world. Not the worst trades in the world, but not the best. Could definitely be better. I was excited for maybe a Glaze build, but nope. It is just Blink. Once again. Got that lair on the way again from Dark. Roach Warren is done. Evo Chamber is done. There's the upgrade. +1 missile attack starting up. Oracle's looking for something here. You're going to dive in. Spot Roach is coming out. Doesn't really mean too much on its own. There are 7 drones behind this, so... the Oracle's sitting on top of the Sport Crawler, though, and herO may be getting a little careless with these Oracles. Let's get a handful of drones, though. 4 drones. And a Queen. Is it worth it? I'm not quite sure. Sorry, just maneuvering around a little bit. We're gonna stand up and cast for a little here. Thank you to whoever is doing observing right now. Stalker's coming forward, clearing some of the creep here. Roaches being made, Ravagers being morphed. Dark doesn't quite have enough units out to defend this just yet. His base is maybe in a little bit of trouble. Stasis Trap trying to come down here. Does catch a Queen and a few Lynx. Transfuse on the base, but the Stalker is going to get it anyways. Blink on out of there. One of the Stalkers eats it, but well worth it. Oh, and a couple of Adepts sneak in as well. Absolutely brutal. He's getting a few drone kills, forcing Dark to focus on this. And herO, with a great start to this game, gets most of the Stalkers out of there. Gets the 4th base and kills 6 drones with that as well. And that, my friends, is yet another Nidus out of Dark. Dark is like, alright, let's push across the map. Ooh, Queen stays alive, but just barely. Darker's trying to take good trades here, and I mean, if herO keeps Dark on this side of the map, Dark can't build that Nidus on the other side. He's just getting ready for when the inevitable counterattack happens. herO not giving him a great opportunity for that, but the Nidus is now finished. We'll see if Dark can head across the map. Still mostly focused on defending his base. Almost back up. Stalkers want to stop that from happening. Well, looks like they'll have to run away. Creep Tumor just went down to a bile, actually. And then herO tried to drop a Revelation tag, I think. But it didn't see any tumors because the one tumor it would have seen was dead. Pretty sure that just happened. 3rd base comes back on up for Dark, or 4th base? I don't know. That base in the bottom center comes back up for Dark. He's got that Nidus. I mean, he doesn't have to use it. And he doesn't have to use it for like an all-in attack or anything. But Dark hasn't made a drone in a while. He is actually 10 workers down with the same army supply, and I would argue a worse army. The one thing he's really got going for him is that he's got +2 about halfway done. Whereas herO does not have any upgrades at the moment. But he does have +1 on the way. Ooh, Zealot's going to try to run into this base. They're going to get on top of the Roaches, and then it looks like they're just going to run away while the Stalkers move in over here. herO hitting in these multi-prong attacks and just doing such a great job. He doesn't even need to do economic damage here. He just needs to take decent trades. And he has been taking quite good trades while he's up in supply. 6 infestors on the way, though. Glial Reconstitution nearly done. Is that Glial Reconstitution? Or is that Roach Speed? I can never remember. Zealots, I think, are going to win that fight. There's just Ravagers left over here. The Queens are going to take down the Oracles, but who cares? The Stalkers are going to win this fight. The Zealots finally get cleaned up, but by the time the Roaches get back, I don't know if there's enough Roaches to win this fight, as the Stalkers are going to blink away and more reinforcement Zealots come up. Dark is in a lot of trouble. Guys, I think we might be going to a game 5. There are some infestors, and they have those fungals available, but that is not enough. GG gets called. The infestors just a little too late, and herO, with that constant pressure, putting on quite a show for us and taking us to a game 5. I mean, that was excellent play from herO. Excellent play. Killing that 4th base while the Adept snuck in and got some drones. I just put him in a great spot, and he just did not let up. His macro was on point, and he just kept reinforcing, kept poking and prodding with those Stalkers. That's what makes those Stalkers so powerful, is they can come in, they take a nice trade, and they dip out. They can just do that over and over and over again. It's really hard to take advantage of those Stalkers, unless you have something like Fungal, which you're just not going to have out that early. So maybe those Stalkers want to blink away, but instead they get fungled, and you can kill a bunch of them, but that's kind of the only way that's going to happen. Really hard for Zerg to take advantage. Those Stalkers are just so mobile. We're getting into Ancient Cistern for map number 5, our final one of the series, our final one of the evening, as we will close out after this. I hope it's an absolute banger. Ancient Cistern, a very green map, has led to some really, really good macro games. But between these two, who knows? Macro can mean 2 bases for these players, especially for the Zerg player. Good old Dark. Let's hop into game number 5 here. I got to fix the names real quick once again, but for the last time today. Get rid of that barcode that the red Protoss player really wants to have. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner. Not a barcode. I guess you can scan him, but we don't have any Terrans in here. Not really sure where that joke is going. It's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's herO. Opponent in the upper right-hand corner. The blue Zerg is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Dark. Couple of regular old Dragon Phoenix gamers. Doesn't look like Dark's going to fight for that natural this time. Instead, just happy to take the 3rd. Oops, sorry, I forgot to update the score. Tis 2-2. What's going on in here? A lot of vibrating happening. I feel like that doesn't usually happen. Oh, there you go. This is what we're used to seeing, is this silly little drone. I actually think the texture here is kind of messing that up a little bit. Anyways. Whoa, got something in my eye. There's something in my eye. Hopefully it worked its way out. Are we going to see a Stargate? Are we going to see it? There's a pylon. All right, give me the Stargate. Give me an Oracle opener out of herO, I believe. Oh my god! Look at him go! See if Dark has any sneaky, cheeky plans. Just the thing is, I feel like these maps aren't, not necessarily that they're not different enough, but none of them are specific enough to have like certain cheeses that are good on certain maps. There is always going to be better maps for certain builds, but these maps just feel all so similar. It's hard to say like, oh, this map's way better for this. I don't know. Little sneaky adept is going to get in. Cancels that shade. Oh my god, it squeezed out of there. How did it do that? That's rude. Gets a couple of kills and then squeezes on out. Oracle once again helps the Stalker get the kill on that Overlord. And should help defend this third base. Oh, little Tastelope hanging out. We do know that there are 3 Tastelopes and 3 Artosalopes on this map, which is a lot. There's one of the Artosalopes. Couple of Adepts going to try to sneak in, get some drone kills. They do find a nice little spot back here. Looks like they'll get maybe 4. Nice kill on that last one. Oracles want to dive in as well. These Queens are off creep, but I think they will push them away for now. Oracle still sharking around looking for some. No Queens in the main. It is just the Spore Crawlers. And so a few more drones go down to those Oracles. However, counterattack, some Stalkers warp in. I mean, I guess they stay alive a little bit longer, but they will both die. Nice little counterattack with the Lings there. There's another Tasalope. Or was that an Artosalope? Not sure. Here's the Artosalope. Look at his large feathered plumage on his head. There. Gone. Six more drones. The Tasalope has the same large plumage, but it is much smaller. Just the 2 horns, the little flowers. Less colorful as well. As is usual for birds that we are familiar with. The males, full of color. The females, oftentimes devoid of color, much less flamboyant. What does that say about the Tasalope and the Artosalope? Nothing, they're not birds, silly. Let's take a look here. Yeah, still good traits for herO. 16 drones, man, that is crazy. 16 drones, just a few Lings and an Overlord. But has gotten some good damage this game. A lot of Queens roaming around for Dark. Oh, he's got +1 melee this time. So Dark going to be sticking on the melee units for a bit. 22 more Lings on the way. +1 melee is not going to be done for a while, but doing a lot of units. Looks like he wants to push across the map. Give pressure a little bit. A few Lings die to the Oracles as they try to hit that 4th. Queens intercept the Oracles, push them away. Blink is done, so the Stalkers pick off a few of those Lings. $16 more Lings, and now we've got some Roaches on the way as well. This is Guile Reconstitution. What's the Infestor upgrade called? One that gives them more starting energy. Man, something in chat, let me know. Can't believe I can't remember that. Wow, those Adepts finish that shade and get just demolished. Man, I feel like I'm losing it. Can't remember the Infestor upgrade. You're trying to put some pressure on. Has to be really careful with these Stalkers, though. We're going to try to find a spot next to the rocks. Oracle's going to turn on and help defend them. A few of them go down, but then Dark is going to run away. Doesn't want to keep on pressuring and lose too many lings. Happy with the trade against a few Stalkers. herO, though, able to get this base up and running. Lots of cannons and shield batteries here to help defend. Bane speed coming out, so we are going to see some Banelings here out of the dark. We haven't seen yet in this series. Banelings. herO side, he's got the Templar Archives, so we should be able to see Storm and Archons coming up next. Dark wants to put some pressure on, but I feel like he's going to want some Banes if he really wants to do that. Oh no, the Oracles! One goes down. There's the big Baneling morph. Dark trying to kill these rocks, but he morphed so many Banelings in front of it, the Lings were really struggling to help out. So after getting +2 attack, now it's +2 armor and +1 shields. I'm guessing because we're seeing some Archons come out. Getting the shield upgrade is going to be really useful here. Oracle is just going to sit on top of this army, try to get some damage done. I don't think herO is ready for all those Lings and Banes to roll in from the ramp over here, but he does end up taking a pretty decent fight anyways. Archons get picked up in the Prism. Here might want to pull back a little bit. Really can't afford to lose these Immortals. Archon's going to try to drop in the middle of everything, and that works pretty well. Yeah, Archon's dropping in the middle of everything works pretty well. There's a lot of stuff on the top of this ramp, though, for Dark. herO going to try to push up into it. Oracles will move forward and die. Big Biles there do trim off some of the health of the Archon, but this Prism stays alive. It's getting hit by the Biles, finally goes down, but not until after that warp in, and herO continuing to press forward at the same time. Banelings running through 53. Probes have died. herO just has nothing to go home to. He needs to get damage done. He is getting damage done, but is it enough? Oh my god, he's on 25 workers back at home, and he's not rebuilding any of them. He's just going to keep on attacking. That +1 armor, +1 shields, or +2 armor rather. Still not done. A lot of money being spent on something that's not helping him in this fight right now. Drones getting pulled off the line. We're going to give a complete surround. There's one Archon left. Archon's known to be pretty good against drones. Banelings coming in, not really hitting too much. Is there enough here from herO to hold on? The Immortals don't have blink. They can't get out of there. herO's army supply falling down to 22. He did kill 37 drones, but Dark is still at almost double the worker count of herO. And that is a lot of drones going down there. That might be enough for herO to stick in this game. Got some more warp ins coming down. He's continuing to, well, I was going to say he's continuing to build probes. There you go. The lack of Storm here is so painful. The Archons are going to hit the front lines. 3 Archons here is nothing to sneeze at, but there's just no Stalkers to help support them. All the Zealots already died. The Spore Crawlers are so good, stopping the fancy lift-up micro. herO is still pushing through, though. Look at that army supply. It's actually so close. Prism needs to get out of there. It does unsiege and get away. Drones getting pulled off the line. That Archon's going to get taken down. The Archons have been so important, but 10 more drones die. However, oh my god, Dark's going to tap out. Oh, I think Dark might have left that game early. Oh, he taps out. He was barely not quite holding, but herO just didn't have much more left. I do think he had that Prism over at the 4th base, though, which was a crucial base for Dark. A 5th base, even. And might have been warping in to kill some drones over there. Dark knew he couldn't defend that. But man, those supplies were dead even at the end of that game. Dark was still up workers. herO he made 1 round of probes and then stopped again. He's at 28 workers and just trying to win with that. And Dark kind of let him take that one down. I think Dark might be kicking himself. I think Dark had a decent chance at continuing to hold on in that game, but he felt differently. And you know what? He's a much smarter player than I am. Tapped out when he felt it was time to go. GG, man. herO wins 3-2 in the grand finals of this ESL Open Cup number 159. herO absolutely crushing it.